And welcome back to the OHIO podcast, everybody. I'm your host, Buckeye Boggs, and this is a enjoy the sufferings of your rival after they've been wiping your face in the lie for the past 3 years video. And I'm glad that you joined us. Give us a thumbs up if you're a Buckeye fan. If you're from that team up north and you've landed on this video, you're probably not going to watch through all of it because literally I'm just going to be sitting here and drinking your tears for about the next 20 minutes or so. And but if you want to try to argue with us down in the comment section below, by all means, we'll welcome that. It'll be a lot of fun to go back and forth with you trolls as you try to somehow cope with the fact that your team is nowhere near as good as you've been the past 3 years, um, and how that those past 3 years literally is an asterisk, is what it is. And whether you want to try to uh, justify the past 3 years and the cheating scandal or not, whatever you want to try to do to try to make yourself feel better, we welcome all of that smoke here at the OHIO podcast because it's what we do. That being said, I'm going to go to your social media accounts. I'm going to read your comments because it's so doggone fun and I enjoy doing it. Let's head right over there right now and just get reading. Here we go. This is going to be a lot of fun, folks. This one's from Aaron. Aaron says, so we won't make a bowl game. We have losses to Ohio State, Oregon, and Indiana for sure. Michigan State this Saturday is going to be a 50-50 game. And same with Northwestern. 5-7. Get a new coach. Get new coaches at OC, DC, and defensive back. Aaron, what about your head coach? You need a new one of those after going 5-7 in your mind? I don't know. How about Joe? It's going to be difficult to recruit with this type of play. You think, Joe? I mean, you guys did land a big one here, though, recently. Congratulations on that. How about Wayne? Wayne says, I don't understand how a college football powerhouse, well, I think powerhouse might be where your first misunderstanding happens, considering your team a powerhouse. The defending national champions, that can be with an asterisk, you forgot that part, can go into a season without a quarterback. Did they fail to properly evaluate the players? And when they understand what skill sets they have, and when they understand what skill sets and what, I don't, maybe what and what or how, I don't know what he's trying to say there, and don't have, and can't they redesign their offense? This is on Sherrone Moore, abject failure, very disappointing. Luke, man, tough on the old ball coach there in Ann Arbor, buddy. He just doesn't understand. A powerhouse, college football powerhouse. Okay, buddy. Judy says, I think it all comes from everyone. Coaches and players knowing that we lack QB talent. Tuttle is done after this year. Maybe this is also about excuse me, protecting the egos of the younger guys who may get better, not demoralizing them completely. This year has been doomed for lots of reasons. This is also everyone else's chance to beat up on the gorilla. They all, man, you calling yourself a gorilla? Not a good look. They all got better and we backslid. Let's dissect this a little one. This all comes from everyone. So she's blaming everyone, coaches and players. What about the fans? You gonna blame fans, Judy? Not knowing that we lack QB talent. Tuttle's done after this year. How's it the players' fault from knowing that they lacked QB talent? Okay. Um, not demoralizing them. This year has been doomed for lots of reasons. Well, it was doomed because Connor Stallions is not on your sidelines anymore, and you had all the seniors leave, um, some of which were good, but a lot of them were overrated because they were using Connor Stalions' cheating plays notebook, I guess you could say, to know what plays were coming. It's not that hard to figure out, Judy, but right over your head, girl. Kyle, this team is abysmal. If you ask me, it's bad. I didn't ask you, but we can all see it's bad, Kyle. I didn't expect much, but I didn't expect this tragedy. Still forever. Go blue. Um, a lot of people, Kyle, didn't expect it to be this bad. But if you would have listened to the OHIO podcast preseason preview of your team, Chris and I told you there's a chance you guys are what we're saying you are. And you all laughed at us. You all made funny comments. We're gonna make a video of that. We're going back and rereading all the hate you guys gave us in the preview, and laughing in your faces on that one. Chris, I don't understand how such a storied and the most winning program in college football. Well, first off, you're the most winning college program because you guys beat up on a bunch of nobodies in the 1800s in games that didn't count. That's really, I think they should start taking a look at from the records on when the color barrier broke, because, or when they put the face mask on or something, because football's so different today than it did then. But I digress. Why do we have such a hard time getting a real coach in recruiting decent players? Probably because people knew that there was a very good chance the NCAA was going to come down on you guys because you cheated. Maybe that's why, Chris. Hello. I don't know how hard that is for y'all to figure out, but apparently for Chris it is. Why do we have such a hard time getting a real coach and recruiting decent players, especially at QB? McCarthy was a game manager, and he did very well. Hey, someone actually made a true statement. McCarthy was a game manager. He was not as great as y'all said he is. Michigan hasn't had a really good QB since Chad Henne. Interesting. Austin said, I drove 6.5 hours to watch this gong show. How we don't have a QB is mind blowing. Tuttle missing guys wide open middle of the field. Yeah, he did. He threw it to the other team a lot too, Austin. Man, that's a. I commend you for your dedication driving that far to go see your team lose though. Congrats. That I am impressed with. Mark, it looked like Michigan was uninspired. No, it just looked like they're completely overmatched, Mark. And they didn't know what plays Illinois was going to run. So there's that. Moore won a couple big games as an assistant last year. Harbaugh was the game planner, like it or not. I hope Moore is ready for this move. I hope Moore is ready for this move. No one, he obviously wasn't. No one expected this team to be undefeated. I was thinking 9-3, 8-4. Dude, a ton of your fans were saying you guys were going to go back and win it all again. A ton, Mark. Don't sit there and act like you guys all thought this was going to be a rough year. You weren't. I can literally go and show you all the comments you guys all made to us. Very few people, Mark, were saying 9-3. I know a couple, but most of you all thought you guys were going to win this Big Ten again and go to CFP. I was thinking 9-3 or 8-4. I get we are rebuilding, but good teams just say next man up. This was pathetic display today. They better turn it around or they may not win another game this year. Nothing easy in the remaining games. We could be looking at 4-8. Oh my Jiminy Christmas. I hope we turn it around. There's no way you're going 4-8. Dude, I can't even tell you how great that video would be. Katie, we had 3 great years. That being said, 3 great years of cheating, Katie. That being said, yesterday's game was so difficult to watch. When a team goes all the way down the field and fails to score, it's hard to fight back. Then all the penalties, the missed blocks, quarterback sacks, inability to pass the ball. What a mess. Thankfully, the defense still works well. We have a few great offensive players. Well, lots of work to do. When the going gets tough, the tough get going. There you go, Katie. Putting in that positive swing there at the end. I like Katie's comment. Yeah, when the going gets tough, the tough get going. That a girl, Katie. Davy Boy Smith, if Moore stays 3 years, it'll take years to straighten out. No more championships in my lifetime. Wow, he's really depressed. I hate to tell you this, Davey, but there's probably still no championships in your lifetime. At least not ones without asterisks beside them, my friend. Daryl, I didn't expect them to compete for a national title. Are you sure about that, Daryl? You just lying to us. But I did expect them to at least show up to play every game. This team and coaching staff need to realize this is not how Michigan football is played. Show some heart. So, how is Michigan football played? With a cheating book on the sideline telling you what plays are going to be ran? Maybe that's how you guys play it, right? Untying the player's shoes. Remember when you all did that on the field? Um, yeah, come on, Daryl. Jason, outcoached every day. Outcoached by day? Wow, or maybe that would be interesting to say. This was the worst decision to make more the head coach. Woo, ouch. He's throwing the head coach under the bus already. He doesn't have what it takes to lead a program like Michigan. So, what does it take to lead a program like Michigan, Jason? Someone who's willing to cheat? Hmm? The only reason he won any games last year when he was the head coach was because of Harbaugh. Yes, we lost a lot of talent with the players that left from last year's team. However, our biggest loss was Harbaugh. Man, this guy's worshiping Harbaugh, ain't he? Mentor and our strength and conditioning coach. We won't win another game this year. Pathetic. Wow. He thinks 4-8 as well. What's Pete got to say here? This is all coaching. If you look, have half the QBs in the conference. If you look at half the QBs in the conference, what he meant to say, they would all struggle with the offensive play calling and blocking. When you have QB struggles, you get the ball out of their hands quickly. You don't constantly make them take 5-step dropbacks. He's actually right in that comment. You also run counter run plays, etc. It's the basics. That first offensive series is a classic example. You get him in a rhythm before throwing downfield. That's Pete. That's actually a smart comment. Latoya, I am at a loss of words. So I'm going to go to Facebook and I'm going to type a bunch of them out. Gotcha. No quarterback, didn't let Mullins do his thing, and the defense could only do so much. It's always go blow, but this is the most embarrassing loss ever. Most embarrassing loss ever? I can think of a few more. Probably back when you guys, all you had to do was punt the football to win against Michigan State, and you got it blocked, and they scored on a block punt in the last play of the game. That was pretty embarrassing, Latoya. How about the embarrassing loss to a Division One AA team in Appalachian State? That was pretty embarrassing. Latoya must be like so young she don't remember any of those games. Tom, the better team won. That's a huge win for Illinois. Put some respect on it. At least capitalize the first I. I feel bad for our guys, but they did it again. But Illinois doesn't get wins against. He didn't even capitalize his own state name. Wow. But Illinois doesn't get wins against Team Up North very often. They do when they're better than you. Brian, coming off a bye week and all you can manage is 7 points? How do we not have a QB? This is more. No improvement, and I would argue they have regressed. I'm ready for a new coaching staff. They were outcoached completely. 7 games in, ready for a whole new staff. All right, Brian. Victor. Time for a new coach. He's so overmatched. Another one. Let's just get rid of him. Very depressing watching this team with so much talent in high school QBs. All right, Matt, what do you got to say? I see some laughing emoji here. Let's see. How could the only good offensive lineman we have be a transfer? I love Harbaugh, but some of this has to be his blame. Ooh, Matt. Someone's laughing at your comment because they're laughing at you, but I think you are right. This would never happen to any of the top tier teams, and you're also right about that. Matt, spitting truth, and your own fans are laughing back at you. Interesting. Yes, Harbaugh is to blame for some of this. Absolutely. That's just true. Doug, let's see what Doug's got to say. Jury is out on Coach Moore. Love the guy, but I just don't think he's the right guy for the Wolverines. Not having a quarterback at a program like Michigan raises a major red flag. Mike says he's starting to have flashbacks of Rich Rod and Brady Hoke days. Ooh, ouch. We could be looking at another long stretch of painful seasons. Uh-oh. David, if that team up north had a real athletic director, this entire coaching staff would be fired. Okay, so you want You want Ward Manuel to walk in on Monday after the game against Illinois and just fire the entire coaching staff. And if he would have done that, he'd be a real athletic director. And then you'd have no coaching staff to coach the players in a week. David, get real, dude. He obviously made the wrong decision. Fix that now and have a real coaching search. The buyout is nothing. Acknowledge the mess up. Start over. David does not understand finances. The buyout is nothing. It's actually not nothing, my friend. Arthur, heck, today even Illinois had the best helmets and uniforms by a long shot. Well, what? Those were ugly. Those were terribly ugly. Come on, Arthur. Nathan says need to get that coaching search started ASAP. Just fire the coaches. Come on. Nate, this is pure coaching failure. Michigan football, this is a pure coaching failure. Oh, he tagged Michigan football in it. He really wants them to know his feelings. Those coaches failed those players. I like more, but a change needs to happen. This is unacceptable with the talent they have on that team. It's incredible to think a one-win Purdue has a better offense than us. That's coaching malpractice. Yeah, it is. But I'm enjoying every second of it. Brian, hard to win games when you don't know the plays beforehand. Karma. Ooh, Brian. Brian coming in hot. Brian must be a Buckeye or Sparty fan. Michael, best part of that game was when the clock hit 0. I enjoyed most of it. Pat, it was the saddest Michigan game I ever watched. Didn't watch a whole. You didn't must not have watched a whole lot of football before 2021, huh, Pat? Paul, Donovan Edwards and Will Johnson should have left last year. Both hurt their draft stock. Donovan Edwards is a joke. Let's just be honest. That guy, Mike, ouch. JV O-line, JV quarterback, JV wide receivers, JV coaches, 0 turnovers, 0 energy, 0 leadership. Supporting cast has too many blunders for the stars to be able to do their job. Woo! Oh my gosh. That's great. That is so good. All right, couple more. All right. 3 more, and I'm going to wrap this up. I'm getting choked up again tonight from how funny these are. Maybe, since the NCAA won't impose penalties at all, or they're a slap on the wrist, or in a timely way, the football gods step in and met out the proper karma a cheating program deserves. Ooh, Cheryl. Cheryl with a gutsy little comment there. I like it. Doug. Post-game crew was pretty embarrassing to listen to. They said there are 2 FBS teams with under 1,000 passing yards and double-digit turnovers. One, team up north, and the other one is Kennesaw State. Kennesaw State is winless and just started their football program 10 years ago. Went right at the coaching staff. And last comment here from Sean. By the way, Kennesaw State just last night, upset an undefeated team. So anything can happen, Doug. All right, Sean. Last comment. You're the final one here. In no universe did Michigan deserve to win that football game. And Sean, in no universe in the past 3 years did Michigan deserve to win any of those games when you all were cheating and you know it. My friends, that was a lot of fun. I hope you all enjoyed it as much as I have. There's nothing better than opening up social media and reading the comments from the fans up north when their team is as bad as they are. After the how and what they have been saying to us the past 3 years, I am enjoying every second of this season for them. Like, share, subscribe. Let me know what you think in the comments section below. I love to hear from all of you. Let us enjoy another great weekend of college football this weekend. Hopefully the Buckeyes will get back on track, and hopefully Sparty can add to those Wolverine tears for everybody. Remember, be kind to one another. I owe someone's OH. Sing Carmen High with all your heart. Till next time, Buckeye fans. OH.